Let's get started with this session. So I think we're ready. This is called back bends and twists number 2. I switched this one up a little bit, so I will package this session and put it on our Nafsi Yoga YouTube channel. So once again, it's called back bends and twists number 2. Let's get started on our mat. We're going to go on our stomachs here for our very first posture. This is Cobra pose. So the assumption is that we've been up and moving most of the day. So with this process, we'll get warmed up just a bit. So we're on our stomachs. Go ahead and bring your big toes together, feet flat on the mat. Take your hands underneath your shoulders. Pull the elbows into the sides. Chin is on the mat. Okay, here we go. Lift chin and chest. It's a baby cobra, so no pressure on the hands. Just lift your chin and chest where you can. Keep your head neutral. That's it. Head is neutral. Shoulders are away from the ears. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, chin back to the mat. Okay, keep the legs together. Keep the top of the feet flat on the mat. Number 2, press down, lift up. We're going to come up just a little higher now. We're putting pressure on our hands. Keep your head neutral, shoulders away from the ears. That's it. Give me 2 more breaths. Using bicep work here and recover. Nice. 1 more. Let's give it a couple of breaths. And please ignore the bird. She's trying to take a bath in her little tiny bowl. All right, last one. Cobra, lift chin and chest. That's it. We're pressing down on our mat now. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Top of the feet, flat on the mat. Pressing down on the mat. Inhale. Exhale, recover. Chin to the mat and child's pose. So press up to all fours. Hips to heels, and you can keep the arms extended or folded however you see fit here. And as always, don't worry about it if the hips do not touch the heels. Nice. Give me 2 more breaths right here. Last breath in. Next inhale, bring it up to all fours. And come down to your forearms. So we're lying down on our stomach again, but this time on your forearms, so your chin and chest are lifted. I call this Sphinx pose. So it's passive work into the low back. Nice. And no, this isn't all. We've got 2 planks to do. Forearm planks. All right, let's do this. Come onto your toes. And we're only lifting the pelvis off the mat a couple of inches. Keep your eyesight in between your forearms. Don't lift the hips too high here. Working on your core and lower back. Nice. 1 more breath in. And with your exhale, recover back into Sphinx pose. Once again, you're lying. Your legs and your lower stomach is on the mat, but your torso is propped up and you're resting on your forearms. So as I said, this is passive work into the low back. It is a back bend, and some of you can feel it. All right, forearm plank, numero 2, number 2. Let's do it. Come onto your toes. Lift your pelvis off the mat, just a few inches. We're trying to have a nice flat back, butt, legs, all of that. So if you put a yardstick on your back, it'll stay flat. We don't want it to buckle with the hips up too high or too low. All right, give me 1 more breath. And recover back into Sphinx. We're going to stay here for 3 breath cycles. And I know you may feel it on your shoulders and biceps right now. 1 more breath in. And from here, child's pose. So press down, press up to your all fours, hips back to your heels. And you can keep the arms extended with this one. So your fingers are reaching forward, hips are going towards your heels. Keep your head neutral. Deep breaths. Next inhale, bring it up, lie down on your stomach, and extend your arms 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. Yeah, it's like you're driving. Your hands are at 10 and 2. I call this crazy cobra. So your hands are extended, arms extended onto the floor, chin is on the mat. Press down, lift chin and chest. That's it. You're not going to come up too far, but this is all about your lower back. And then you're going to feel it in your shoulders. Keep your head neutral so you're looking at the mat, maybe a foot in front of your nose. Inhale, exhale, recover chin to mat. Slide your hands in a couple of inches, maybe 4 inches. Keep the distance in between your hands the same. Okay, number 2, press down, lift up. Go ahead and extend your arms all the way. You should be up a little higher now. Top of the feet are still pressing into the mat. Nice. Keep your head neutral. You don't have to look up or forward. Just keep your head neutral here. Last breath in. Exhale, come back down. And slide your hands in a couple of inches. Seriously, folks, ignore the bird. She's just trying to take a bath. Last one. Press down, lift up. So now you've slid your hands in a little closer, but push your torso up until you can extend your arms all the way. This is our tallest one yet. Looks good. Give me one more breath in. Exhale and recover, chin to mat. As soon as your chin touches the mat, child's pose. Push up to all fours, hips to heels, and you can fold your arms this time, or take your arms to the sides of your body, taking all the pressure off of the shoulders. Okay, nice. Give me 2 more breaths right here. And recover. Whew. This time, we're coming back on our stomachs. Fold your arms and rest your chin on your arms. This is a simple leg crossover. So lying down on your stomach, arms folded, chin resting on your arms. Lift your left leg up a few inches and take it over to the right side. Ooh. Now, the left toes don't have to touch the mat. Just swing that left leg over to the right side as far as you can. Keep your arms on the mat. Do not roll completely over to your right side. Give me 2 more breaths. And recover. Left leg down and right leg up a few inches and cross it over to the left side of the mat. That's it. Yeah, we're not rolling completely over to the left side. This is a small twisting action on the lower back. And really working a lot into the hips on this one. Hips and lower back with this stretch. So not really much of a twist per se. And yes, your head's relaxed, maybe leaning to the left a little bit. And recover. Your leg back and down. And you guessed it, child's pose. So push up to all fours. Push your hips back to your heels. Arms extended or folded, your choice. The key is to feel the extension of the spinal column as you push your hips to your heels. Groovy. And recover. Bring it up to all fours. This time, all fours. Okay, we're doing good. So on all fours, with your shoulders over your wrist, hips over your knees. Remember, if you're on hardwood floor or something similar, use a blanket or a towel for your knees, please. Cat cow. Let's work out that spinal column a little bit more. Let's flex it. So with your cat cow posture, as you inhale, look up and drop the stomach. As you exhale, hunch forward like an angry cat, separating the shoulder blades, and keep moving. Remember, with your inhale, you lift the tailbone up and out, drop the knee stomach. With your exhale, you're rolling the pelvis in. Keep going on your own counts, please. Remember, you don't have to rush this one. You can go nice and slow as you inhale and exhale and exaggerate the movements. We're doing a lot of work here for our spinal column, keeping the blood flowing around there. Chest work, hips work. We are doing a lot with this one simple movement. Nice. All right, 2 more. And we'll meet in neutral. Groovy. Okay, we're on all fours, meeting in neutral here. Leg lift. Let's start with the left leg. Bring it straight back and up. Keep it parallel to the mat. Go ahead and rotate the left foot a few times, working on that ankle. Remember, go both ways, left and right. And a hip opener. So bend at the knee, open at the hip. So we're taking that left foot over to the right side of the mat. That's it. Just think about the left knee. Lift, lift, and lift. Awesome. And extend the left leg straight back and down. Other side. Right leg comes up. Rotate the right foot, please. Left and right a few times. And bend at the knee and open at the hip. That's it. Once again, think about the right knee and just lift a little higher. We're keeping our shoulders square to the front of the mat. That's it. Arms are long. Knee lifts. Awesome. And straight back and down. Child's pose. Let's make it active this time. So from all fours, big toes are together. Take your knees apart a little bit if you need to. Push your hips to your heels. Keep the arms extended. 3 breath cycles. 3 breath cycles here. As my arms are extended, elbows are off the mat, pushing my armpits towards the mat. Last breath in. And recover back to all fours. Great. Okay, let's do it. Adho Mukha Savasana, downward facing dog. Come underneath your toes and lift your hips up and lengthen the legs. Now, if you're unable to do this posture today, just come to all fours and work the same postures here. Other than that, everyone else, walk it out a bit. Lift one heel, lower the other. Now come onto your toes. See how few toes you can be on, and bring your heels down towards the mat. Nice. Lift your left leg. Just lift it straight back and up. Don't bend it, just lift it. Arms are long, heads relaxed in between your arms, and lower the left leg. Right leg lifts. That's it. You can turn the toes out just a little bit here. Groovy. And recover the right leg and child's pose. Arms extended or folded or to your sides. We're here for 4 breaths. This is where we recover from that last posture. Nice deep breaths. Awesome. Last breath in. And bring it up to your knees for camel pose. I know, we haven't done camel pose in a while. So this is important. If you're on hardwood floor, yeah, please use a blanket. And I'll just go ahead and break mine out, even though I'm on a softer side here. But this can be rough on the knees. So please take care of the knees. So with camel, we're on our knees. Knees, feet, ankles are about 6 to 8 inches apart, not much more than that. Hands on your lower back, and this is a back bend. Okay, so here we go. We're going to push the pelvis forward and roll the shoulders back. Keep your head neutral. That's it. So keep the forward pressure on the pelvis. So you're pushing your pelvis forward. You're going to feel your thighs light up here. That's it. We've got a couple of these to do. So first one is nice and easy. Keep the pressure there. Some of you may be going deeper, and that's fine. That's it. Keep your eyes open. Breathe nice and deep, in and out through the nose. This is a chest opener. Last breath in. Next inhale, bring it up to neutral and bring your forehead all the way down, or at least close to the mat as we reset the spinal column. Woo! All right, number 2, let's bring it up. So that's a back compression. And when we do back compressions, I always like to come all the way forward and extend the spinal column again. All right, number 2, hands on your lower back, fingers pointing down. And let's start this nice and easy. Push your pelvis forward, shoulders roll back, and we start a back bend. Now, some of you are able to remove your hands from your lower back and grab your heels. If you can do that, great. If you're unable to reach your heels, come onto your toes. And if you still can't reach your heels, keep your hands on your low back. All right, if you're able to get a grip, really put the pressure there. Push the pelvis forward. Come back a little more. You may be looking at the ceiling or the sky at this point. Give me one more breath in. And on your exhale, come forward. And on your inhale, come down. Forehead coming close to the mat again. That is a lot of work. And if you're seeing stars, it's because you're not breathing. All right, nice. Last one. Let's bring it back up to your knees. Okay, you got it. Go ahead and take your hands to your lower back. You know what you're doing now. Let's go. Pelvis forward. Roll the shoulders back. Lots of options here. Keep your hands on your lower back if that's where you're comfortable, or you can release your hands to your heels, come back a little further, but keep the pelvis moving forward. Continue to breathe deep, eyes open. All of this is important. Just do what you can. Nice. One more breath. And recover. Nice and easy. Yeah, try not to overdo it with that posture. It's easy to overdo it. Ooh. Nice deep breaths. Let's give it 2 more breaths right here. And recover. Bring it up to your knees again. Now it's hero's pose or Virasana. So from standing on your knees, we're just going to bring the hips back and sit on your legs or your heels. Now, if you're like me and unable to do that because of really tight knees, you can sit on a block, 1 or 2 blocks, or as in my case, 3 blocks. So I've got my smaller block here, and I'm going to put this on top. And this is what I'm going to sit on. Now, also, if you have hardwood floors, this is a great spot to have a blanket for your knees or maybe your ankles. If you're on carpeting, hopefully you're fine. But raising your hips takes a little bit of the pressure off of the knees. So if you have not the best knees in the world, this is the way to go about it. Okay. Now, we're going to be here for a few breaths. You're more than welcome to continue and go further. Some of you know you can. With that being the case, you can walk the hands back. That's it. And eventually you can lie down flat. Oh, also take your heels and move them apart so your hips are flat on the mat. I know it may sound crazy, but remember, you could do this when you were younger. We can do it again with practice. Maybe not tonight, but with practice. Keep your eyes open, keep breathing, please. And for those of you that are lying back on the mat already, and if you're good to go, take your arms over your head and grab opposite elbows. That'll help open the chest, work on shoulders. You'll have a lot of action going on there. Everyone else, inch your way back as you can. Now, for those of you that are on blocks or telephone books, you may find that after a minute or so, you might be able to remove a block or another layer with some comfort. You'll feel the difference in your knees, of course, but we're working on elongating our ligaments, our muscles, everything. Okay, we're good. If you're lying down flat, work your way back up, and the rest of us will join you. We'll come forward, back to hero's pose, and let's do an easy twist. So from here, and I'm going back on my third block. All right, from hero's pose, an easy twist to the left. That's it. And for those of you that are not sitting down at all and you're still in your pre-camel pose, that's fine. Go ahead and twist to the left and then come back to center and twist to the right. We have variations for everything because we're all built a little differently. And back to center, and let's take a seat. That's it. So we're going to sit down with our legs out in front. Okay, so I'm going to sit down, and yes, I'll tell you up front, boat pose is coming. A little bit of core work. Okay, so we're seated, and let's say we're seated in Dandasana, staff pose. So we're seated with the legs extended, toes flexed, torso is nice and tall, and this is where we start our grounded series. Go ahead and bend the legs. And we have 2 sets of boat pose, Navasana. Take your hands behind your knees, lift one leg up, and then the other. You probably have 3 sets now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, so we're trying to keep the torso nice and tall. So don't fall back, even though that's the worst thing that can happen. You know, it's not a bad thing if you fall back. You can roll back up again. But we're using equal measure of our quadriceps and our core to keep the torso here. Some of you already have the hands out. Some of you have the legs extended. Play it by ear for how you feel today. That's it. Eyes open, work on your balance, work on your breath. Last breath in and recover. We'll just bring the feet back down and have a nice tall torso here as I grab my forelegs and lift the heart up. Let's give it 2 more breaths and then we'll try that again. Yes, the magic number is 3 for boat pose today. Let's do it. Number 3. Remember all your variations. If you need to take your hands behind your knees, please do. Other than that, find that variation that'll work for you. So yeah, all about your core. And speaking of core, what did you have for lunch today? Always an important thing, a good question to ask as we watch what we eat. All right. Not bad, folks. Here we go. Give me 1 more breath in and recover. Nice. So I'm bringing the torso up, lifting the heart just a bit. Nice deep breaths. Okay, for the last set, if you have a block handy or a water bottle or any object, I'm serious, you can even use a strap. put it to the right side. And let's face it, you can put it to either side, I don't care. We're going to do one more boat pose and we're going to twist. Don't worry, we'll only do 10 of them. And I'll try to count appropriately. Okay, let's go to boat. Lift the legs. And I'm starting on my right side. I'm picking up the block. And let's go. Twist. 1, 2, 3, 4. Easy twist. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Piece of cake and recover. Woo, go ahead and shake the legs out. Nice work. A little bit of core work, only hurt a few people. Well, I shouldn't say it that way. Okay, Paschimottanasana. As we go into the hamstrings and the calves and the lower back. 2 here to do. So let's start off by bending the legs a little bit. And bending your legs, try to keep the stomach on your thighs. Lean forward, and if you can grab your toes or the sides of the feet, or use a strap or a towel to wrap around those feet. Try to keep the stomach on the thighs and press forward. That's it. Keep your eyesight on your feet or what's in front of you. Do not look at your waistline. Use your biceps to pull the torso. Press it against the thighs. Hold here. That's it. We're trying for a flat back, and eventually we'll be able to lengthen the legs and have our forehead on our legs. Give me one more breath. Next inhale, recover slowly by lifting the torso. And for the second set, you can do the same thing, or go ahead and extend the legs all the way out onto the mat. If you can do that and reach your toes, either with your hands or with a strap. But if you're having a bad back day or really tight hamstrings, go ahead and bend the knees one more time and do the same thing we did before. Okay, inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, forward fold. And I'm using my peace fingers to grab my toes. That works for me. Do what you need to here. If you can't grab your toes or your feet, grab your ankles or your shins. Okay, inhale. Exhale and pull. Pull. And pull. That's it. Some of you are going to feel this on your lower back, some on the legs. Keep your eyes open. Once again, looking at the feet or what's in front. Do not look at your waistline. Let's keep a flat back. Sooner or later, our face will be on our legs. With your exhales, pull a little deeper. That's it. We got a few more breaths. Hang in there. With your exhale, you create a little space. Maybe you can move into it, if only an inch. Last breath in. And recover slowly. Bring the torso up nice and tall. Take your hands next to the hips. Shoulders are up, back, and down. And lift the heart a little bit. And yeah, this is a back compression. And recover. All right, another easy seated twist. Let's go to the right. So I'm trying to keep the torso nice and tall, looking over the right shoulder. And back to center and to the left. That's it. Remember, your head comes along last. Don't try to force the neck over. And back to center. Okay, groovy. Let's do another twist. This is Mariachino. This is the version of the mariachi and the twist. Let's start with the right leg. Go ahead and bend it. And take the right foot over the left. So the right foot is flat on the mat, and you can hug that right knee in, and you can use your left hand to do that. We're going to twist to the right. That's it. This time we're hugging that leg in, twisting to the right. It should feel a little different now. Flex the left foot. In other words, activate it. That's it. We're flexing the left foot, pressing the right leg in, twisting to the right. Inhale. Exhale. Recover and switch legs. Bend the left leg. Bring the left foot over the right. And this time I'm going to try to hug that leg in using the right hand. And the left hand will prop my torso up as we twist to the left. Ooh, I'm tight on this side. No doubt. Twisting to the left, looking over the left shoulder. Oh, that's it. That's the ticket as we twist, twist, and twist. And recover. Ooh. Extend the left leg out, shake the legs out. Okay. We have yet another twist. Since we're here, let's go ahead and lie down. Bend the legs. This is bridge pose. So we're bending the legs. Heels are close to the hips. Hands are down next to the feet. This is bridge. This is all about your lower back. Go ahead and lift the hips off the mat a few inches. So we're rolling the hips off the mat. That's it. Good. The legs are engaged. Go ahead and lift the toes, please. So the toes are lifted, heels are driving into the mat. Keep your eyesight directly above you. Don't look left or right. Nice work. Here we go. Give me 2 more breaths right here. And toes are down and recover. Roll down softly, 1 vertebra at a time. And windshield wipe the knees left and right. I'll do this a couple of times. And Viparita Karani. Go ahead and drop the knees to the left. Drop the knees to the left. Try to keep the right shoulder on the mat. This is our supine twist. It's great for the spinal column. Something a lot of you do before you get out of bed, I know. And you can make the twist a little tighter by taking the top leg or the right leg in this point and kicking it out. And if that's too much for you, don't sweat it. You can also take the right leg and cross it over the left leg. Both of those will tighten up the twist just a little. If you don't have any issues on your neck, you can look to the right. So your knees are going out to the left, you're looking to the right. It's like bringing out a washcloth. And from here, look straight up, and then bring your knees up, 1 at a time or together, and let's go to the right side. So I'm dropping my knees to the right. I'm keeping my left shoulder on the mat and looking over my left shoulder. Yeah, we still have the breath. It's still deep. We're still breathing in and out through the nose, nice and deep. Awesome cleansing properties here and lowering our stress. A lot of good work comes from proper breath control. Other than that, let gravity do its thing with your knees. If you're not kicking out the top leg, don't sweat it. Just let gravity do its thing. Awesome. And from here, keep your knees there. Just roll your left shoulder over to the side. So we're rolling onto our right side. And let's come up to Sukhasana, a comfortable seated posture. So you can come up and hang out where you're at. Fold your legs. Keep the legs extended, whatever is comfortable for you. Bottom line, with the torso up. Disengage your Ujjayi Pranayama breath. Breathe regularly and do a quick scan of the body from the crown chakra all the way to the toes. Find out how you're feeling right now. We did a lot of work in the low back, shoulders, and core, and especially the spinal column with the flexing, the bending, and the twist. So spinal health, we're in good for this one. All right, folks, with one last deep inhalation, bring the arms up and overhead, palms come together. Exhale the breath as the hands come down past your third eye to your heart center. On your continuing journey, remember always to remain kind. Remain gentle, and always remember to stay fearless. Thank you for a great session this evening. Thank you, and namaste.